check mic, 1, 2, check mic. Pass ISD iVision Sports is we give you the sounds for game number 3. For game number 3, and 3 balls and 1 strike on the hitter Guerra, as they have runners at first and second. That one swung and fouled off. So Guerra, 3-2 pitch on his way from Garcia. That one misses high, ball 4. Not sure we're going to see Coach Mendoza here early on.
Guerra over to first with the ball. That'll bring to the plate designated hitter number 14, Caden Hawkins.
And we are going to see Coach Mendoza. He's probably going to ask for time. Time is called, and we'll be back with more after this. You're listening to 92.7 KNL and watching Eagle Pass ISD Live Vision Sports. After the conference with Coach Mendoza, talking to starting pitcher Tommy Garcia, bases loaded for the Warriors here in the top half of the first for the number 5 hitter, the DH, Caden Hawkins. Hawkins yesterday went 0 for 4, reached on an error. First pitch swinging, strike 1. And talking to both coaches before the game, and especially talking to Coach Lara from the Warriors, he did mention that he's got some guys that are hurt, much like Eagle Pass does. And of course, they're missing Buenteo, Roro Buenteo, who has an injury that he's suffered early in the year, and there was a newcomer of the year last year as a sophomore. Losing him, not having a pitching staff. That one up the middle, second baseman will go over to first and in time, but they strike first as Lopez crosses the plate for the first run. Got us at a third, and Guerra to second as Hawkins gets an RBI.
Hawkins grounds out to second baseman.
4-3 for out number 1.
1 run will score. That'll bring to the plate first baseman number 23, Jeremiah Montoya.
So 2 outs in the inning. We forgot about that first hitter who flew out to the first baseman. We got a special guest coming into our booth. Tasso umpire Matt Gonzalez is in the booth with me, and hopefully we can talk to him here in a bit and get his thoughts. He is a Tasso umpire. There were some situations last night where we might talk about in the situations that happened yesterday in that fourth inning, I believe, on a pass ball. Everybody thought it was a foul ball. The count, we didn't know the count. We thought it was 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one misses. Check swing, no. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And the Warriors strike first today. We're in the top half of the first. Runners at second and third. That one bounced right back. He'll check the runner. No. And finally he goes to first, but another run score. Actually, no. That was a 1-3 put out for out number 3.
Montoya will ground out to pitcher Tommy
And
Garcia for out number
1 run
3.
on
Top of the first.
1 hit.
Warriors will pick up 1 run on 1 hit.
No errors and 2 left on base. So we'll be back with more after this. You're listening to KNL 92.7 and watching Eagle Pass ISD iVision Sports. We'll be back with more. And we're back live as we got, of course, like I mentioned, a special guest in the booth would be Matt Gonzalez, Tassel umpire for the, I guess, Brush Country or San Antonio chapter.
San Antonio chapter.
So last night there was a couple of plays, of course, that one where they called the 1-on-1. It was pass ball. Everybody thought because the runner did go to first, everybody thought it was a drop strike 3.
Right.
What did you see as we're at the bottom of the first pitch flies out, Quiroz flies out to drum over in right field for out number 1.
Yeah, so I thought that play was interesting, right? Like obviously we don't see a lot of the things that the umpires see, but on that count it was 1 ball, 2 strikes. It looked like a check swing or swing, and from initial look on it, it looked like it was an uncaught third strike. So runner runs down to first base, and we got another runner coming on into home as they got a base hit.
That one gets into the gap as Aranda rounding second and trying to stretch it to a triple, and out at third. And Aranda, who is hot yesterday, went 2 for 4, got on 3 times. The last time up, last night, he actually had 3 stolen bases, 3 runs scored, 2 for 4. And again today, stroking the ball into the gap, easily was going to be a double. He tried to stretch it into a triple, and a 9-4-5 for out number 2. So as you were talking about that, we also had another one where in the first pitch, as Rincon is going to look at a 1-2-3 inning. That one flied out to Drum again, and no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. But we're talking about that. So for the Eagles in the bottom half of the first, no runs, no hits, no errors. They're done for the first half, for the first inning. 1-0 the Warriors. We'll be back with Matt, and we'll talk more about another play that happened last night. But you're listening to KNL 92.7 and Eagle Pass ISD iVision Sports. We'll be back with more after this. And we're back as we start the top of the second. There was another play, and thank you guys for coming back with us as we're live from Eagle Pass, Texas, the Polo Moncada baseball field. We're with Matt Gonzalez, Tasso umpire for the San Antonio chapter, as he kind of explains on the ruling on what happened last night on that bases loaded when the pitcher Noriega, that one is fouled off, and a nice play by the catcher Demasi as the third base umpire comes in. You're talking about balls out, game number 3, winner take all type of plays today. So on the foul territory, Daniel Escarcega is out for Kevin Gutierrez, but as we mentioned, he did a pickoff play to first, and the third baseman kind of blocked the third base bag from getting back, the runner getting back. That one misses inside, ball 1.
Yeah, so the play currently on that rule, the way the rule states is that a player with a ball can't obstruct a base. So if the third baseman has possession of the ball, there is no possession, as we have a grounder down to the shortstop with one stop to the first baseman for the out.
So that one into the glove of Aranda at shortstop, 6-3 for out number 2, and that retires Gutierrez. Now for the right fielder, Tyler Drum, who in game number 1 went 0 for 3, actually 0 for 2, flied out and struck out back here in Eagle Pass, excuse me. So as first ball from Garcia as a ball. And again, with the situation in as far as an umpire and understanding the rules and how they are interpreted, as that one Drum grounds out to Aranda, 6-3, put out for out number 3, and that's a 1-2-3 inning as they go right back. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We go to the bottom of the second, Mayen, Mauricio, and Rodriguez. And we'll talk more about rules and whatnot with umpires as we come back with more after this. You're watching EPISD iVision Sports, and you're listening to KNL 92.7.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Eagles will be right fielder number 18, Alex Mayen.
Two strikes count. Yeah, so see, from my understanding, and I didn't have that information, but from what I had seen was that. Ooh, what a hit! That's a hit down to left field. We got a left fielder diving for a ball and gets a catch. It's going to be 1 out. So I get
Mayen a line out to left fielder. That's got to take up for out number 1.
They had checked for a check swing.
Brings to the plate first baseman number 20.
Also at that time, from my stands, I was thinking maybe they were saying foul ball, but because the runner didn't go back to third, which would have had to happen had it been a foul ball, that's what made me just come to the conclusion that this was probably a check swing, and they confirmed that he did not go onto the swing. So if it was either one, a miscount, or two, a check swing that did not go. We got a liner straight into the shortstop's glove for out number 2. These innings are just flying by now, aren't they?
Well, let's not jump into everything, because we did talk about this as of course Thursday night was a 7 o'clock start here in Eagle Pass at Polo Moncada, and that one breezed through. We were in the 6th inning, and I looked at my clock, and it was 8 o'clock already. We had gone an hour, and we had played 6 innings already, and I was like, whoa! So that game was an hour and 30. Well, I mentioned in the broadcast yesterday as Cadrian Rodriguez, the DH, looks at 1-1 from Rincon. I mentioned that yesterday's broadcast, and guess what? A la the baseball gods made me pay for it, and we we had a 3-hour game last night as we finished right about 11. Yeah, it was late, about 11 something. But then the reason why we started late, we were supposed to have a 7:30 start, but we started late at 8 o'clock because the game before between Brennan and United kind of ran late, as United won that one 3-2, and then we have an update from that series as Brennan won today 5-3 over in Jordanton. So they will be meeting La Jolla in the second round and the area round. So we also know who the winner of this one will play Weslico, as they beat Mission 3-2 and 12-0 yesterday. So yeah, 3-2 count, and that one did the check swing. Yes, he did, as Rodriguez goes down on a strikeout for out number 3, and that's another 1-2-3 inning for Rincon. As we were expecting, somebody out of the pen, but we're expecting maybe Gutierrez to come back in after yesterday's short outing. He only pitched 2 innings. And of course, we're not going to see Garza, the game 1 winner, because he's behind the plate. But again, no runs, no hits, no errors for the Eagles here in the bottom half. As we go to the third, top of the lineup for the Warring Warriors. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to KNO 92.7, watching EPISD, iVision Sports. And we're back live as we are in the top of the third. Casillas, who is 0 for 1, flew out to a first baseman, his first time up. We talked to Coach Lara, and he did mention that the guys did, the top of the lineup, 1 through 4, yesterday kind of, were talking amongst themselves and saying, hey, we need to do better, because yesterday was a difference, a difference of them having 4 hits in that compared to 8 hits for the Eagles yesterday as a team, or the top of 4. The top 4 hitters for Eagle Pass went 500. 8 for 16. You're going to score a lot of runs. As Casillas flies out to left field for the first out, and brings up Adrian Lopez, who had a single to left, sold second base in that first inning, and then was brought in by Hawkins in that bases loaded situation. So, winner take all, game 3s, everybody's pressure situations kind of thing. You're bringing a junior pitcher who pitched last night. He's been in those situations before. Matt, what do you think about Rincon and his, him going 2 innings, 3 up, 3 down?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I'll tell you that all these guys, on both sides of the coin here, are phenomenal athletes, and as I don't have enough time to spend a lot with the Eagles, I can tell you that I'm very impressed with the way these guys, the talent and experience that they play on the field. What I will say for Warren is you're absolutely correct. When they notice, hey, well, we're struggling a little bit here with some hits here, and these guys work hard and work diligently. Sometimes things just don't fall into place, but I know that these guys go back to the drawing board and try to get everything figured out, fixed, and approach this game in a different approach from previous. And I don't know what we're looking at for today. I know that our pitchers are going to go through. Warren's pitchers are going to go through everything they can, but I wouldn't be surprised. You never know. You might see a catcher come back onto the mound. You never know.
Yeah, the catcher being, of course, Alex Garza, who pitched 88 pitches on Thursday and had a complete game. Understanding the rules of pitching in a 3-game series is you have a total of 110 pitches in the series. So if you do have pitches left, it's not customary to where you pitch and you have that 4-day rest, during the season. In the series, it's a bit different. So and we talked to Coach Villa also last night, and he's like, it's going to be pitcher by committee for them coming in, for today's game. As you kind of look at the squads and see, okay, who's going to go, who's not going to go, who's ready, who's not ready. As we're going to see some early bullpen action for the Eagles, as Garcia walks Lopez and has the catcher Alex Garza first pitch inside strike 1. And you can't say enough about these 15 through 18-year-old kids. I mean, you're talking about kids that also play travel ball. They've seen it all, year in and year out. They're playing 12 months out of the year. Some do have that, their 2-month rest or whatever. Some do rest November and December, which is the months that's colder. They kind of hang them up and don't do anything. I know for some players that I've seen on the field that they hit the weight room to get better. So
some call it bulking, and some will call it getting that winter coat, depending on what they're doing, right? Or right after the holidays are coming, Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah. Well, we all bulk in those months. Let's be honest with ourselves, right? 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As Lopez gets his lead over at first, Garza awaits the pitch from Garcia. A curveball that's a 12-6 swinging curveball. That one has. So 3-1 count now. Travel ball has changed the complexity of high school baseball. Just because you have a lot of kids that, play with, certain clubs, certain academies and stuff like that, and they travel all over the place. As another walk now, that's his 4th walk here early on, and Mendoza kind of looks over to the
Drops over to first with the ball.
to the committee. So with runners at first and second, he's probably going to come out and tell Mr. Garcia, thank you very much, but we're going to go to one of your teammates. And with that, we'll take it back to the studio for a short break. We'll be back with more after this.
Defensive change coming in to pitch will be number 10, Manny Fernandez.
Well, Manny, let's go. Bien, bien. Pura esa, Manny. Ahí es, let's go.
We talked about it, and we're going to keep talking about it. Once you get to game threes in the rubber match of these games, I mean, you're talking about who's available after game one and game two. When some of these teams, they know that they have their ace going on particular days. Yesterday, Kevin Gutierrez,
Now
who
batting
is
for
the
the Warriors
Warriors'
will be
ace,
center fielder number 8,
had
Joaquin
trouble.
Guerra.
And their number 2 guy, Garza, pitched a tremendous game. But again, it's just one of those things where yesterday Kevin did look flat as far as his pitches, and again, he didn't give up. I was talking to Coach Lara. He gave up 3 runs in district play, and he gave up 4 yesterday in one game. As Fernandez,
I think that just talks about the difference between regular season play and then coming into playoff baseball in its own self. You give up 3 runs all season, you give up 4 in one game. It's a whole different dynamic. And just like Major League Baseball, you have your Justin Verlanders. We have a pass ball, and then on a pass ball, we have all runners or both runners advancing. So we got runners on second and third now, which will take our count, I believe, to 1-1. So yeah, just like in Major League Baseball, sometimes Justin Verlander is great, sometimes he's not. We got to get the bullpen ready and get other players in here for him. But yes, these guys are really tremendous.
and with the Warriors now with runners in scoring position, they are 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position, as they had an opportunity in the first inning with runners in scoring position and didn't only manage 1 run. So now this is a second chance for them to get some runs in here, as they're leading 1-0 here in the third. Fernandez with the pitch. That one misses high, ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike.
One statistic that I wish that sometimes for all of you baseball lovers out there that we'd have on scoreboards would be how many runners were left on base, because that would really show how strong a defense was playing throughout that game. As we have a pop fly straight up, we've got shortstop and second going, and shortstop's going to take that ball, and he's going to take that for the second out of this inning.
Yeah, as you were mentioning that, with the runners left on base for Warren, they left 2 runners on base in their first inning. Now, last night, they scored 6 runs, but they did leave
Hitter number 14, Caden Hawkins.
6 runners on last night. So, in a close game like that, 6 runners, on, If you can't get them across or can't manufacture a run, you know, that's what happens. For Eagle Pass, they had 8 runners left on, and they, you know, had the one, you know, the. So Hawkins gets a hit by pitch, and he is over to first. So now bases loaded, and that's another situation that we haven't talked about, is the bases loaded situation where each team has had. Game 1, there was a couple of situations where Eagle Pass had bases loaded and couldn't, you know, bring a run in. Last night, Warren had it, and yeah, they did score those 4 runs in that in that 5th inning, where, you know, first swing by Montoya is a strike as he swung through that pitch. And talking about Montoya, he did a great job yesterday trying to keep the Eagles at bay. You know, when he came in, as he threw 3 2/3 last night after those 2 innings, and then of course Noriega came in and closed the game out. That one up the middle, as Aranda will step on second base as he gets Hawkins force out 6 unassisted for out number 3. And yeah, we talked about it. You're leaving 3, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. That's 5 runners that you leave on in a game 3 situation, do or die. But we'll be back with more after this. You're listening to KNL 92.7 and watching EPISD High Vision Sports. We'll be back with more after this.
Due up for the Eagles will be Christian DeMasi. He'll be followed by Ethan Rodriguez and Caleb Salinas. Leading off the bottom of the 3rd for the Eagles will be catcher number 2, Christian DeMasi.
You know, you got your highs and lows, but if Warren would have tied the game in that 5th inning, I think it would have changed the complexity in the 6th and the 7th. So first pitch to DeMasi is a ball.
You know, and I think that there's a lot of different situations or scenarios throughout the game, even before the 5th, that could have been game changers. You know, you had Matthew Gonzalez hitting that ground rule double with a runner on first, so that keeps your runner there at first as they throw in a called strike. So that runner stays at 3rd with another runner at 2nd. So that throws a whole different situation for that one run. You know, you get an error coming in when Warren tries to backpick or catch stealing at 3rd base, and so they bring in that run. So there's so many different scenarios, but I definitely agree. Tie ball game, with these guys with nerves, it's a whole different beast. As we have a soft little liner, gets on the ground, shallow infield to the right fielder, Tyler Drum, and that'll go in as a base hit.
As DeMasi gets a hit to right, and they're going to courtesy run for the catcher. Number 11 will be coming in. That's Jesus Barba. Courtesy runner for the Eagles as they get their first hit of the. And again, the baseball gods kind of listen to what we're saying, but you know, you had two innings of 1, 2, 3 for Rincon, and then here comes the first hitter of the inning, and he gets a single. So now Ethan Rodriguez, the second baseman, gets on as he's stands in the right-hand batter's box. Over at first is Barba, who is a sophomore, I believe. So we talked about, both of these teams, as Coach Mendoza will, again, going back to playing small ball, manufacturing runs. You get runners on. Now, yesterday in that game, of course, Eagle Pass did get runners on, but they had 9 stolen bases. They did have a couple. I think Matthew got one caught stealing, which was in the first inning. Another bunt attempt. That one goes out. He did touch it in, and Rincon touched it in the field of play, and there goes an infield hit for Rodriguez. So now you got runners at first and second with no outs. For Caleb Salinas, today playing third base. And you mentioned that one as far as when we looked at the scorebook yesterday. Yeah, you had Gutierrez who got the single in that inning where the ground rule double was. Another bunt, and that one to third. And he's out at third to first base. He's safe at first. So it's going to go down as a 2-5 put out for out number 1 as they get Barba at first. And a fielder's choice for Salinas, as they're going to talk to the third base umpire. Coach Mendoza is looking, and
third for out number 1.
every little thing kind of is magnified today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But these situations here, first I'm going to take a moment here and give kudos to these umpires. These umpires are working hard. There's a lot of things that as spectators, we don't know that they have to do, such as rotations and pre-pitch signaling, but that umpire right there on that call, he's on it. So these umpires have been doing a very, very great job, and I can definitely understand and see the coach's perspective of fighting for. Hey, 90 feet is 90 feet in these games. It is so tough, so close. I definitely can see that passion there.
Yeah, as you mentioned, 90 feet is 90 feet, a back pick, and he gets in there safe. Yesterday, Doriega had a pick over at third, and then we had also Montoya on a yo-yo at first base. So again, talking about those situations where you have runners, that one was bases loaded. Both times were bases loaded, and they got some outs out of that. So as Kiporos, who yesterday was also, so he was 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored, 2 stolen bases. And again, that top of the lineup for Eagle Pass yesterday, just everywhere, spraying the ball to all fields as Rincon comes set. Time is called, no pitch. Rincon, I believe, is a sophomore or a junior? A sophomore. So both of these teams, yes, as I talked to Coach Lara, you got 8 seniors, but out of those 8 seniors, only 1 plays. So it's basically a sophomore junior kind of as that one is lifted, that one's going and into the gap. 1 run will score as Salinas will get the third, and that's a tied ball game as Kiporos lines a double RBI double to left center field and brings in Rodriguez from second. Salinas is over at third, and we are tied at 1 apiece here in the bottom half of the third. Now, is it having the home half, 7 innings? It's a little bit more important, no?
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. One, you've got the crowd on your back. You've got the bottom of the inning. You know that if we're at a tie ball game, your run can win that ball game. I think that having the home half is everything. Now, at the same time, Laredo does a great job. They even did a great job last night. They didn't need it. They didn't need the home half. They had the strong defense. So, but yeah, in my opinion, I absolutely agree. You want that home half on your side, especially in these tight games.
Yeah, in winner take all type of situations. It wasn't evident in Del Rio when, of course, Eagle Pass went up to Del Rio. But as Aranda, who hit a shot to the gap in right center field, and he got caught at third. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, we talk about having having the home half, right? In this 3-game series, a home team has not won. And so it'll be exciting to see how this goes, if they break the trend here, or if that's going to be the hallmark of this series. Home team does not win.
Yeah, and you're right with each team coming in and winning at the other's place. Of course, Warren won 2-0 on Thursday, and then Eagle Pass wins 7-6 last night. So Aranda, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one misses outside, ball 2. Evens out the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I want to thank all our baseball sponsors for the 2024 baseball season. Of course, our game day sponsors. We want to thank the superintendent of schools, Samuel Mijares, and the school board as Rincon in the windup. The pitch, that one lifted to center field as Gutierrez goes back, finds it, ends it, and a tag from third. Salinas unties his ball game. A sacrifice fly for out number 2, and Salinas comes in as the Eagles lead it 2-1.
Well, let's talk about the energy from that little bat boy, huh? How about that? I like it.
Yeah, again, it's Eagle Pass. It's a border town. It's a baseball traditional type of town. I mean, it bleeds baseball, and we've seen it in past years with Little League. You know, them going to. Of course, there was one team at one point in, I believe it was 2013, one of those years where they went all the way to almost to Williamsport. So again, it's kids here, you know, they do what they got to do to get on one of these particular squads, whether it's CC Win Mavericks or Eagle Pass Eagles. So both of these coaches are blessed to have a tradition of kids that are coming into the program, both for Coach Reynald Mendoza and for Eddie Royce over at CC Win. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Rincon gets in trouble here in the third. Not that I mentioned, but again, we talked about it. He went 1-2-3, 1-2-3. His pitching with the lead is different than pitching with, you know, from behind. So 3-1 pitch on its way, 2 outs to Rodriguez, and he draws a walk. Not sure if Coach Lara will come out to talk to Rincon. You don't see. He's at the edge, right? He's at the edge. But do we have some?
So yeah, I do see Coach Lara is sitting at the edge, but we do have action in the bullpen going on as well. So we'll see how this goes.
They do have Noriega, who pitched last night. I'm not sure. I think he pitched maybe 20, 30 pitches last night, so he's still available today. So runners at first and third with 2 outs. And Alex Mann, who drove the ball to left field. A great play by the left fielder, diving for that one. As he sees strike 1. And you're seeing both teams actually be aggressive at the plate today.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, I'm waiting. I was actually just looking at that flag to see which direction it was blowing, because I'm waiting. These guys swing so aggressive and so hard. I'm waiting to see one of these balls go out. I just think that the wind is not going to be a fan for that today.
Well, if you played here long enough, and I've been broadcasting long enough here, the wind kind of goes from right to left. It kind of always has a crosswind here in Eagle Pass. And so you got a 385 dead center with a maybe 15-foot wall in dead center field. As runner goes, Rodriguez stops and actually gets away from the tag as he avoids the tag, and Quiporos comes in to score the 3rd run of the day for Eagle Pass. Rodriguez with a stolen base and a 1-1 count on my end. So you got 320 to the foul poles and about 350, 360 to the power gaps. So, but again, on a day like this, it's overcast. It is kind of misty because it was misty earlier because there is a chance of rain or light rain with a chance of baseball. And that's your weather forecast for today.
100% chance of baseball.
There you go. 1 ball, 1 strike, 3-1 the lead here for the Eagles in the bottom half of the third. Rincon the pitch, and Mayen fouls that one off left side. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, he definitely got that pitch on the inside. I saw that ball going, and I saw the spin on it. It looked like that was going to hit him until very last moment. So it's good job on that batter getting turning in on that ball.
That one lifted to center. Gutierrez drifts to left center field and into the glove for out number 3. So the Eagles plate 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. With 3 complete from Eagle Pass, Polo Macala Baseball Field. The Eagles 3, 4-1. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to KNL 92.7, and you're watching Pass ISD, iVision Sports. We'll be back with more after this.
Leading off the top of the 4th inning for the Warriors will be left fielder number 22, Daniel Escapsega. Escapsega pops up to shortstop, Aranda for out number 1. That'll bring to the plate third baseman number 1, Kevin Gutierrez.
Check one, check one. As we had some technical difficulties there, 1 ball, no strikes. As Gutierrez and Fernandez is behind the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Fernandez the pitch. That one into the gap. And a sliding grab by Rodriguez, the left fielder, for out number 2. As I mentioned earlier, you're talking about a game number 3.
Rodriguez for out number 2.
You know, do or die game. You're looking to extend your season and go to the next round, and you're making plays like that. You told yourself you want to win it. So Tyler Drum, the right fielder for Warren, who grounded out to shortstop his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Ball 1. And a ground ball again to the shortstop. Aranda bobbles it, fires over to first, safe at first. As he reaches on an error.
Drum over to first on the air.
So 2 outs here as Drum gets on an error. And Jeremiah Casillas, who's 0 for 2, started the game off with a fly out to the foul territory, and Mauricio caught that one, and then fly out to left to Rodriguez for the first out in the 3rd. So he's 0 for 2. First pitch is a strike. Casillas yesterday was 2 for 4. And in game number 1, he went 0 for 3. The ball gets to right field. A throwing quick by Mayen. As Drum goes to second, and a single to right field by Casillas. So Casillas again, as I mentioned, he went 2 for 4 on yesterday. And went 0 for 3. So he's 2 for 7. Actually 3 for 9. We're batting 300 here for the series. Misses to Lopez, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike on the hitter Lopez. Fernandez comes set, checks the runner over at second. And this is outside, ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the 4th. We're in the top of the 4th. And that one ripped to the gap in right center field. 1 run will score. Casillas around third, and coming in as Lopez, a 2 RBI double, and ties up the ball game at 3 apiece. as the ball was left over the plate. And ties up ball game at 3-3 here in the bottom or the top half of the fourth.
2 runs will score.
So tied at 3.
Catcher number 9, Alex Gatsa.
For the catcher who walked twice already. Garza. Fernandez comes set from the stretch, checks over to second, and now calls time as he has Demasi come out to chat about signals. Normally when you have a runner at second, you kind of change the way you signal. Instead of doing fingers, a lot of times you'll go to either your equipment or have hand signals to make sure. Now with the advent of what the catchers have now with the microphone in their ear, because obviously the communication between coach and catcher is a bit different, and we'll talk to Matt as he took a break from the booth, and I bet he just went to actually no, he brought me a water, so thank you, sir, for bringing me a water.
Yeah, I'm working on my bulking right now.
So 1 ball, no strikes, as the Warriors tied up on a 2 RBI double by Lopez. Lopez today is 2 for 3 with a walk and a stolen base and when a run scored. So he got the message about, you know, making sure that the top of the lineup did. As hitters, you go in there with the mentality of do damage. So
Absolutely. Yeah, so, you know, I didn't, as I was getting my bulking food, all I heard was a ding and a bunch of cheering as I saw 2 black shirts cross a plate, so knowing that's a tie. But absolutely, when you get to the top of your lineup coming up, you definitely want to do some damage. You want to put these hitters on the bases. As Alex pops up to second base, who's under the tag. Oh, shortstop goes ahead and takes over and gets the final out for the inning.
as that one flies out. That one flies out to Aranda for out number 3 as the Warren Warriors scored 2 runs on 2 hits. There was a Eagles error and 1 left on base. So after 3.5, your Eagles 3, Warriors 3. We're tied up. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to KNL 92.7 and you're watching APISD iVision Sports.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Eagles will be first baseman number 20, Isar Mauricio.
And we're back live as the bottom of the 4th starts with Mauricio and Rincon. Starts him off with a fastball high. So in that inning, in the top half of the 4th, you had a fly out to left. That one into left center field for a single for Mauricio. Finally, Mauricio had been, again, we go back to yesterday. He walked 4 times yesterday, was not given, and again, the scouting report, if you give this guy something inside or something middle, he's going to do damage. It's going to hurt. So when you pitch away and away, yesterday, he walked 1, 2, got intentionally walked, he walked 4 times yesterday. Then on Thursday, he actually struck out and then grounded out into a double play. But again, tell of games. Yeah, game 1, 2 hits for Eagle Pass, 4 hits for Warren. Last night, 9 hits, 6 hits. 3-3 tied. Bottom of the 4th, strike 2, as the first one was fouled off by the DH Rodriguez. He struck out back in the 2nd, so he's 0 for 1 today. Mauricio takes his lead. Rincon comes set and fouls that one off and strike out for out number 1. The art of bunting, there's an art to it. You have to catch the ball with your bat, not kind of go at it. So there's an art to it, and most hitters are not understanding nowadays on how to receive, to bunt. And does it go back to, do you do it enough, or does your club do it, or
practice it enough?
Exactly.
So there's a sport, and I'm trying to think of that sport, but they literally throw a ball with this little type of net on a stick.
Lacrosse.
Yeah, it is lacrosse. So that stick is actually a good tool used in some bunting drills where you want to just catch the ball into that net. And that's a technique that all these players will use when they're trying to put down that bunt.
That one, right foot into center field. That one falls in for a hit as Gutierrez comes in. I believe that's not even Gutierrez anymore, or is it? Yes, it is. Excuse me, Guerra over in center. So runner at second is Mauricio. As a single to Damasi, and Barba will come in to courtesy run. So Damasi is 2 for 2. He pitched a great game yesterday for Eagle Pass. Then he finished the game behind the plate. So you got guys that play multiple positions. And I'm sure that Warren has guys that can play multiple positions. I mean, we did see Garza on the mound, and we saw him at first yesterday. We see him at the plate today. Rincon, the first pitch to Rodriguez, ball 1 high. And then, of course, Montoya on the mound, first base. So
you definitely want to have a team of utility fielders, not somebody just specialized in just one. It's always best to have multiple areas to fill in those holes.
That one fouled off right side. Well, it gives you more options as a coach that, if you do have to, make changes or move people around, that defensively you're going to be holding up, on the back pick, safe over first. And Coach Flores over at first base kind of is chirpy, and Montoya kind of returns some banter back. That one right in the back of 1-2, and Rodriguez gets hit by a pitch and loads the bases up for Caleb Salinas. Actually, we're gonna have a pinch hitter. It's gonna be Uciel Mauricio, number 9.
And the mound visit for the Warriors.
So we're going to kick it back to the studio real quick for a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to KNO 92.7.
defensive changes for the Warriors coming in to pitch from second base.
All right, we're back live from Polo Moncada Baseball Field as they pulled the plug on the starting pitcher, Rincon.
Coming into first
So Rincon
will be Ashton Gotsa.
goes 3 and a third,
Pinch hitting will be number 9, Uciel Mauricio.
striking out 2, walking none, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. So that's his line, and Lopez now goes, the second baseman goes to the pitcher, and Montoya goes to second base, and they bring in Ashton Garza, where I'm trying to see where he's going in the lineup, because they're DHing for the pitcher. So we'll find out where he's going to go. 1 ball, 1 strike on Uciel Mauricio, the pinch hitter for Eagle Pass. 2 balls, 1 strike.
He'll stay in his same hitting spot. You can still use the DH for him now. They could follow him if they wanted to. And it looks like if Ashton's onto the field and the starting pitcher is out, then Ashton would replace his spot in the batting lineup. So we got 2 balls and a 1 strike count with bases loaded, 1 out. Infield fly rule is in effect here as we have the delivery. Oh, that ball high above the batter's head. That'll take us to a 2-2 count.
Actually, it's a full count right there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's all right. We kind of tend to stop the score we're watching. I kind of do look at my book, but Mauricio with bases loaded, 3-2 pitch on his way from Lopez. That one misses high and inside, and what a patient at bat by Mauricio, the sophomore, for him to have this moment. And most of the time when you have a young hitter, you're looking over to make some noise, so to speak. But he walks in a run, and that is an RBI.
Especially, as a young hitter too, with all the stomping and the bleachers and all the noise making, and you're coming up in a big moment, bases loaded, tie ball game. Man, you really want to crush the ball and get these bases. So that was tremendous patience by that in that at bat.
And Kipuros sees ball 1. Now Kipuros had a double and had an RBI back in that 3-run third inning. So this is do you pitch around this guy, or I mean, strike 1 ball, 1 strike.
See, and they had the right idea right there. So we've got the new pitcher coming in, having a hard time finding the strike zone. Squares up to show a bunt, but doesn't really take it because he's just waiting for that first strike to land in the strike zone. And so now we got 2 possible double play ball here. We get out at second, get an out at first, and that'll do it for the inning.
As Kipuros grounds into the 4-6-3 double play and ends the inning for the Eagles. That's not a tailor-made 6-4-3. That's the other one.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's 4-6-6-3 double play, and that ends the inning for the Eagles as they plate 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base.
Another bases loaded situation.
Yep. Well, yeah. Stranding runners.
Imagine the score differential we have here. If both teams here are plating them, but I think it's tremendous pitching going on.
The defense.
A lot of defense. Beautiful defense.
So we'll be back with more after this. You're watching EPISD iVision Sports, and you're listening to KNL 92.7. And we're back live from Polo Moncada Baseball Field. Game 3, winner take all to go to the next round, the area round of the playoffs of the 2024 baseball playoffs. As the Eagles have a 1-run lead, 4-3, and the Warren Warriors are going to bring up to bat Joaquin Guerra, the center fielder. As we got our good friend Grant Bibb let us know, and so 4-3 the score. We're in the top of the 5th as we get messages from our listeners that are listening on KNL 92.7, and of course watching our feed. Swing and a miss, strike one. He's saying 9 outs to advance. You know, it is true, 9 outs to go. And we also had another gentleman kind of asking what the score is. It's 4-3 the score, as the Eagles have a 1-run lead here in the top half of the 5th inning, as Manny Fernandez. And that one, not quite sure if that was right above the knee.
I mean, it also looks a little low. The previous pitch looked like the same pitch that he swung at, which would have been ball 4, but instead we're looking at a 3-1 count here.
3 balls, 1 strike on Guerra. Swing and a miss on the inside pitch. So you're looking middle. As the hitter, you're taught to go middle away, right? You teach the middle away, and you know that you can get your hands in on an inside pitch. So 3-2 pitch on his way from Fernandez to Guerra, and that one just missed inside. Was kind of letter high. So a walk issue to Guerra. Now Hawkins, as Coach Villa will come out to kind of, see where that one was at.
He's politely asking for the location of that pitch and why it wasn't called a strike in a professional manner.
Of course, with I was gonna sit and talk about the advent of the mic and the catchers now.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I did have some feedback from some of the coaches. So, time is called by Coach Villa, and he's gonna come talk to his pitcher Fernandez. But yeah, we're gonna keep it here. But yeah, having that aspect of the game now, where you're gonna stop doing the signals as far as your numbers and the wristbands and calling out the combinations and whatnot. Now having somebody in your ear kind of telling you what pitch to pitch.
Right. I think that's the same type of really the same system. The only thing we're adding is that the earpiece where the coach is just radioing in what he wants a pitcher to throw. I'm interested to see when they start doing like pitch comm between catcher and pitcher to try to do better of hiding signals rather than just coming from the bench and coming onto the field or to the catcher. Also, just a little side note. Since we're talking about something that Major League is doing, Major League also has the pitch clock in Federation baseball rules. That pitch clock is there, but it's not utilized.
Really?
Yeah. So if you look in Federation rules, it does say that there is a pitch clock, and balls are awarded for pitchers not being ready, and strikes are awarded for batters not being ready. But that nationwide is not being utilized. So that just started in college baseball, NCAA, but in Federation baseball has not started that as of yet. But it is in the rules.
And I did mention that one last night because we had a situation when the catcher Gonzalez last night was up to bat, and Demasi was taking his time. But as pitchers, we tell our pitchers, and again, when coaches say it's all you. Like the tempo of the game depends on you. That one up the middle is going to go through into center field, and Guerra will round second and into third. What a base run for him to take first to third in that single. I mean, it was a clear single up the middle and going first to third. So Hawkins with a single to center. So now runners at first and third. That's good base running as Coach Mendoza will come out. And there was some bullpen action. Well, we had the assistant coach, the pitching coach, come out and talk to the pitcher. Now the head coach comes out. How is that constituted as far as the plate or the mound visit?
It is still a visit. It is still a visit. So we'll see. From what I understand, they're going to be probably switching out this pitcher now. He's probably just giving him some words of encouragement. But anytime you visit, there's two visits to the mound in the same inning on that same pitcher, he's going to be removed.
So yeah, and that was I was gonna kind of right now. I was looking at it. I was like, okay, he did go out to talk to him, and then now I guess he's like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna give you one more batter, But now we got JP Perales, who, man, for that kid to have a game, he pitched a game of his life, so to speak, throwing 69 pitches in a losing effort on Thursday, losing 2-1, being around the plate, now asking him to come in and, help in this game 3.
I think it's the right move. I really do. I think it's the right move. Him pitching, it was definitely a pitching duel on Thursday. I know that Warren's side had a no-hitter into the 5th. It's going to be interesting. This is the last. These are, the last couple of innings. This could be a detriment for Warren and a very good thing for the Eagles. At the same time, not to take any discredit from Warren, they are very vigilant and they know what they need to work on as hitters. So this is going to be a very interesting start of his pitching in the 5th, with runners going to be at the corners with no outs. So I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah, as you mentioned, again, having a 1-run lead here, but now having first and third, and Perales coming in after pitching on Thursday. They didn't rest him yesterday. He did play yesterday. I think he was playing right field yesterday in the lineup. Yeah, he was playing right. But again, understanding that you've already seen him once already.
For 7 innings.
For 7 innings, yeah. So we're in the 5th, and Perales checks in as Manny Fernandez, an inning and 2/3, did his job, again, doing what he had to do to keep Warren at bay. And Guerra at third, Hawkins at first, and Jeremiah Montoya, who is 0 for 2. As he tries a pickoff move. Comes set from the stretch, the pitch, and a ground ball to the shortstop, over to second, over to first, and a double play. They give up a run there on that one to get 2 outs, as Guerra comes in to tie the ball game at 4-4, and Montoya hits into the 6-4-3 tailor-made double play.
Yes, and I was going to say this right before we begin his first pitch into this inning, with runners on the corner. For him, he really does want to get that double play ground ball, which he did do a great job on doing. Just unfortunately, that does bring a tying run to the plate. Now we have a brand new ball game in the 5th with 2 outs.
Yeah, and mention again, when you're keeping the game close, and we did talk about it earlier, going into the bottom of the 7th and having the home half of the 7th and knowing what you need. So, as we said earlier too, with one of our listeners saying 9 outs left, 9 outs. 9 outs is 9 outs. Even as Mauricio stays low on that one, as Daniel Escarga grounds out 3 unassisted for out number 3, and that retires the Warriors in the 5th. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We are 4.5 in the books. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to KNL 92.7 and watching APISD iVision Sports. We'll be back with more after this.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Eagles will be shortstop, number 7, DJ Aranda.
We're back live from Polo Moncada Baseball Field as the Eagles and Warriors are tied at 4. The bottom of the 5th, first pitch from Lopez as he starts his 2nd inning work is to DJ Aranda, as Aranda had a sacrifice fly RBI back in the 3rd, and then had that double. That one lifted left side as the left fielder getting to that one in foul territory, and out number 1. He flies out to left for the first out. But you've noticed, these hitters being aggressive, not only being aggressive, but also spraying the ball to all field.
Absolutely. They're pulling, they're pushing, they're going away, they're going middle, it's going everywhere. The spray chart is not just in one consistent flow. It's great. It's fantastic.
Rodriguez, who walked his last time up, has a stolen base, flight out to right. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. You see strike 1 from the pitcher Lopez as he's into the windup again. That quick, working quickly here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's going against that pitch clock that I was telling you about. So that's what he's practicing.
So I did talk about it yesterday, and we kind of closely talk about it right now. But so it's in the Federation rule book as far as the pitch clock, but nobody enforces the pitch clock. But what is the pitch clock? Is it 30 seconds? Is it 20 seconds? What is it?
I'm gonna look up this because as it's not followed, it's not something that's consistently reviewed or looked at. So
Rodriguez with a single up the middle to center field gets on with 1 out, and Alex Mayen will come to the plate with the Eagles tied here in the 5th. And Mayen, ball 1 high. Rodriguez takes his lead over at first. Mayen at the plate. Lopez, that one up the middle. It's going to be a 6 unassisted double play to end the inning as the shortstop Casillas taking care of Rodriguez. 6-3 double play and ends the inning for the Eagles as they get 1 no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. 5 complete, from Eagle Pass, Polo Moncada Baseball Field, Eagles 4, Warren 4. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to KNL 92.7, and you're watching APISD iVision Sports. And we're back live as we are in the sixth. 6 outs to go. As we have 7 innings to play.
Or will there be more?
Wow. We go to that one right there. 4-4 tied, top of the 6th, as the Warren Warriors will send Gutierrez to the plate. And Perales starts ball 1. Tyler Drum is on deck. And this is outside, ball 2. So just a quick United South is out of the state playoffs as they lose to O'Connor. That one ground ball. Salinas ranges over to first. Nice pick by the first baseman, Mauricio, as it's a 5-3 putout for out number 1. As we mentioned, O'Connor beat United South in 2. Alexander Sotomayor will check to see where they're at. I know they were playing in Laredo today. Brennan finally beat United today 5-3, so United is out of the state playoffs. And then we're looking at this game between Eagle Pass and Warren, where they're both they split the series 1-1, and we're in game 3. They will meet Weslaco, who beat Mission 3-2 and 12-0. So that's the next opponent. That one rifled into right field. The right fielder gunning to first, and safe at first. Just beat that one as Drum reaches on a hit to right. Mayan was charging on that one, and Coach Mendoza will come out to talk to the first base.
So definitely, I love the way the coaches are definitely fighting for every call here and working for their team. One of the things, I got to give it to these umpires, they're very patient, because one of the rules that we often at the plate meetings discuss is no matter how high a heat of a play it is, request time before stepping onto the field, and then having a discussion in a nice manner. And I think the coach does a great job with that. As you can see them having a conversation now, they're having a good conversation together. There's no extra energy. It is a straight discussion. So these umpires are doing a great job. They're doing a fantastic job today. Their rotations have been beautiful. Their fly ball coverages have been great. But that's for another clinic.
Well, and as you mentioned, they're talking to each other. Alexander won their series 2-0, and they won today 5-3. So they beat Sotomayor, which Sotomayor was the second place winner in District 29-6A. So we want to thank Frank Lopez, another fellow umpire, who again, he's from the Laredo chapter, but now Coach Mendoza kind of asked for help with this call over at first. Now, when you get to this point where it's a bang play at first, what what are you asking the other view from? The only other perspective or angle would be the second base umpire.
Well, and that's the thing. So the call with safe or out is going to be that base, the umpire that's at that base. He's got that out call. That's his judgment call. Nobody will overrule that. But what you're doing is the home plate umpire is going to be going down the line. And what he's looking for if the first baseman had a pulled foot, or if there was a swipe tag, or if there was any type of runner lane interference going down to first base. Outside of that, if there's any type of malicious contact or anything secondary to the safe out, that's where they're going to provide their information. And if they have nothing else, then the umpire who made the original call, his judgment's going to be upheld. It's going to be held.
So that one was upheld, and we had the home crowd kind of give the type of reaction. So strike one on Casillas.
And you'll always have that. Like, it doesn't matter the call. If you get it right, you get it wrong. It's going to be right for 50% of the crowd, and it's going to be wrong for the other 50. And the next call that you make is going to be right for the 50% of the crowd that you were wrong on the last one, and vice versa. So they are literally the third team on the field, and only half of the crowd goes for them at a time.
Not 100%, right? So Drum takes his lead over at first, and a 1-1 count to Casillas, who in that fourth inning started kind of actually it wasn't him who started the rally in that 2-run inning. It was actually Drum who reached on an error by the shortstop in that inning, because there was 2 outs in that inning, and that ground ball to the shortstop, which was bobbled and then thrown to first. So that inning would have been done, and we wouldn't be in the situation where it was 4-4. A throw down to first, not in time.
So what I will say though too, and because we're talking about the same player now twice in the game, while we do have a bobble, the speed of Drum really will make any type of bobble turn into that error, because he will make you pay for not fielding something clean and hustling down the line, as you've seen here today.
Yeah, that's right. So he did leg out that one, and then of course legging this one out. The runner goes. The play at second. He's out at second as he was gunned down by Demasi. The ball kind of trickled away. He did, on that initial reaction, he did go, but Demasi gunning him down. 2-6 for out number 2, and 3 balls and 1 strike on Casillas. So now 2 outs, no runners on. The defense can play more relaxed, is knowing that there is no runner on, and you got Casillas with a 3-1 count. So again, we go back to the ebbs and flows of the game. You know, a play here, a play there. That one fouled off right side. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And now we have a full count, which the umpires have done the perfect mechanic of 3 fingers on the left hand and 2 fingers on the right, not the two fist bumping as many people will have seen.
Well, and again, federation, or as far as going to umpire school and stuff like that, everything has changed. Our good friend Grant Bibb also sending some updates. We want to thank him for being in the game. When you're getting updates from other people, you know that they're listening, they're watching. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Perales the pitch. That one up the middle. He tried to tag that one over to first as Aranda fist bumps as he makes the play behind second base. A nice play, 6-3. What range by this kid? As they go 3 up and, well, not 3 up and 3 down, but 3 outs in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on base.
It's the minimum in the inning. 3 batters.
Exactly, and this gentleman who Thursday pitched 69 pitches, he has 110. Is he going to close it out? We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to KNL 92.7, and you're watching EPISD High Vision Sports. We'll be back with more after this. live from Polo Moncada Baseball Field. 5.5. We start the 6th, the bottom of the 6th. East side of the lone senior on the field for Eagle Pass. East side of Mauricio, the first baseman, who had a single in the 4th, run scored and lined out to. And a first pitch from Lopez hits Mauricio, and he's on to first base. You're getting your leadoff runner on. You try and make things happen. It happened with the Warriors in the 6th, excuse me. So now you have the Eagles with a runner on here in the bottom of the 6th. Now you got Perales coming in to hit in the DH position.
Number 3, J.P. Perales.
You know, so what I expect to see, you know, I don't know the power that he might have, but I would if he's got great command of his hits, he's obviously trying to hit gaps or try to get down to that right field line. But I would not be surprised in the small ball that I have seen already if he is coming in to put down that bunt. Because we have seen that even with a 2-strike approach, bunting, and that unfortunately was an out.
Yeah, in that last inning where and that one misses ball 1. He's been pretty consistent. The umpire has been pretty consistent with his calls. And again, when you see the consistency of where he calls balls and strikes, you kind of say, you know what, he's been consistent with that call. Perales puts that one down. As the only play for him, for Lopez, is over to first. As he moves the runner over, sacrifice bunt.
Perales out at first with the sacrifice.
1-3 for out number 1. And there you go. You did mention putting it down. He did a better job of putting that one down and doing his job that he was asked to do.
Absolutely. It's all that's what it's about. It's not about doing what you want to do or you getting that big hit. That little bunt right there was a big hit, getting what could be the game-winning run into scoring position.
There you go. As we got a runner at second base with 1 out, and Damasi comes in. As Damasi had a single to center and a single to right. So he's 2 for 2 today, and sees strike 1 from Lopez.
If I were to predict anything, I wouldn't want to throw him outside because I don't want him going opposite side. I want to keep that runner staying there at second base. So I try to go middle or middle in to make him pull, and I want to keep my shortstop playing to field that ball so that we can keep that runner there at second. Obviously, his approach is going to be completely different. He wants to get that ball opposite side of that field. A single to right field will bring that run in.
That one ripped down the left field foul. When again, when you have situational hitting, in this situation, you want to hit the ball to right instead of to left. So you're looking at something middle way to go ahead and go opposite field.
And even a pop fly that's an out to right field will advance that runner 90 feet because it is farther away from third.
Yeah, and that's true. So you're taught as a kid, you're taught that when you have runners, you know, at second and third, you want to go opposite field. You want to make sure you get those runners in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lopez checks the runner over at second. Runner goes. Garza throws it into left field, and Mauricio rounding the plate, not in time. Garza throws it into left field, trying to get Mauricio stealing third, and comes in on a high fastball inside. He decides to take off, and that unties the game. 5-4.
Yes, and I was looking at the dugout to see if trying to see if he could get any type of interference call on the batter, but I saw no interference call whatsoever. So that's just a great steal, great jump. Unfortunate error down to third base.
And Damasi patient enough to draw a walk and continue with 1 out, another runner on. And that's what they did yesterday. A difference from Thursday. When you have runners on, and Coach Lara will come out to talk to his pitcher, Lopez, when you have runners on, you get to do more things. You get to put the pressure on the defense.
It's all about putting pressure on the defense. Absolutely. Making them do something or make the mistake and take advantage of it.
So with that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to KNL 92.7, and you're watching EPISD iVision Sports. We're back with more after this. Texas, as we got a pitching change from Coach Lara, the interim head coach, who was appointed interim head coach just before the Sotomayor game finale, as the head coach was on administrative leave. And that's all the information I got.
Yeah, that's all I have. I have no idea. But I would assume, I know that coach is definitely watching and rooting for the boys. Yeah.
And again, for Lara, he brings in Gutierrez. Kevin Gutierrez will not come in to pitch. Over to third will be Lopez.
Second baseman, number 12, Ethan
And
Rodriguez.
over at first base, we still have number 11. And still, his spot hasn't come up. Or are they still DHing for him for the first base?
Oh, they might.
Yeah. So
Like I said, they probably put Ashton into the pitcher spot and left the DH to hit for Ashton rather than hitting for the pitcher, which is absolutely okay. And if they wanted to, they could move the DH to somebody else.
Got it. Ashton. So first pitch is a ball. Second pitch is a ball by Gutierrez. Now he does have, he did have Santiago Noriega in the bullpen for an inning and a half warming up, but yet hasn't gone to him yet. Strike one.
And as you just mentioned that, we just saw him during the warm-ups warming up in the bullpen, and now there's no activity in the bullpen. So it looks like some intermittent warm-ups going on.
Well, in a Game 3 situation where it's a winner take all, I mean, you lose here, you stay home, and you start your basically your fall. That one, a bouncer up the middle, only plays to first as Rodriguez makes it a bang play at first, but over to second is Barba. 6-3 for out number 2, and runner in scoring position as the Eagles are.
That brings to the plate third baseman number 15, Caleb Salinas.
4 for 6 with runners in scoring position. That one, first pitch to Salinas, right back to Gutierrez, and a put out. 1-3 for out number 3. They tack on one more and take a 5-4 lead to the 7th. 1 run on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 6 complete in the books. We go to the 7th. They have the 2-3-4 hole. Again, just like last night, they had the 3-4-5 hitters coming up for Warren. So we're gonna take it to a quick break. We'll be back with more after this.
Leading off the top of the 7th inning for the Warriors will be number 3, Adrian Lopez.
We're in the top of the 7th as the Eagles cling to a 1-run lead. And for Warren, you have their 2-3 hitters, Adrian Lopez, who is 2 for 3 with a walk, a double, run scored, RBI, stolen base. You want this situation for your as Lopez sees strike on the outside corner. Perales wheeling and dealing as he's come in to close out the game. No balls, 2 strikes on Lopez. That one misses high, ball 1. So that's what you want for Warren. You want your 2, 3, 4. You want your meat of your lineup to come to the plate down by 1, 5-4 in the 7th. And still going away. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Trying to get him to chase there, but we got to be careful making sure that we're not completely out of that catcher's box.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Lopez goes down swinging for out number 1.
Lopez goes down swinging for out number 1.
As Alex Garza, who walked back in the first, walked in the second, and threw out to the shortstop for the 3rd out in the 4th. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Down to their last 2 outs is Warren. And Warren hasn't been to the playoffs since 2013. That was the last time. And of course, this is the first district title for the school since it opened up back in 2004, 2003. Yeah, so a ground ball to the shortstop. The freshman Aranda gobbles it up over to first. A nice play by Mauricio as he comes off the bag, and that was a little extra oomph by the shortstop as he almost threw that away. So 6-3 put out for out number 2. And Guerra, who has 3 home runs this season. He had that monster home run against Sotomayor. To start the game in that 8-6 win. So he does have power, as you mentioned. Only down 1 run, the tying run at the plate. Guerra, who his mom was a tennis superstar here in Eagle Pass. That's where his genes, that's where he gets his athletic prowess is from his mom, Diana Moreno.
It's been a great pitching performance. This is going to be phenomenal. I'll tell you right now, with the speed that the pitcher's throwing and what the batter has the opportunity to do here. If he can get a hold of one, that's absolutely what Warren will need. But the pitcher and catcher are really working the batter right now, doing the right thing, making them chase, not giving them something easy to tee off over. So it's really good. They're really down to one out to advance into the next series.
So 2 balls and no strikes as Demasi finishes his conference with Perales, and that one missing low and inside. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes.
Now, do you give him the green light on a 3-0 as the last out? What do you do?
As a coach, if he's my best hitter, why not?
Absolutely.
I mean, you know that he's gonna have to come with a strike or a fastball down the pipe. As that one catches the inside corner, 3-1 now, 3 balls, 1 strike. That changes again when it's still a hitter's count, 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. That one catches the outside corner, strike 2.
And I believe the fans are about to get crazy.
As the faithful Eagle fans are up off their seats. 2 outs, up by 1, 5-4, top of the 7th, 3-2, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Perales steps off as Guerra calls for time.
Wanting to embrace the moment just a little longer.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 5-4, top of the 7th. the pitch. And that one misses outside. Ball 4 again. Just like I mentioned with the Eagles hitters, Warren also very disciplined at the plate.
Absolutely. As you can tell, look at the situation here. Just talking about fans cheering, stomping, full count. One strike from ball game season. And the Patients cannot go and chase it.
That brings to the plate.
So Hawkins, who had an RBI back in the first, got hit by a pitch and a single to center. That one popped up, first pitch. That one's kind of trouble coming in. The left fielder into anybody on the team, but it's one of those things where, as a broadcaster, you love these kind of situations in the
And all best of luck moving on to the next round.
And we'll just give us a quick, as far as the pitch count, Garcia has 43 pitches. Fernandez, who came in and did his job in the third can't say enough about this kid. Bear the series. Only had 29 pitches for him. So, again, I got to give him the game ball. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in after these. And we're going to have our post-game interview with the head coach of Madison and Paris. We'll be back in after this.
Let me tell you something. When we started the season, okay? We started the season, we knew there was going to be a lot of bumps in the road, okay? And from the beginning to now, the growth that you guys have shown and the resiliency that you guys have shown, and our seniors leading the pack when it's done time. Awesome. That's what it's all about. When you play together, you stick together. You trust what we try to do. You trust and believe in each other. Great things happen. And that's what we're doing right here, right now. It's the will of all of you guys that we're here. You guys believe, and we're here for that reason. Right? Yes, sir. Whose house is it? Oh! Whose house is it? Oh! Yeah, baby! Yeah! Eagles! To the top! Let's go, baby! Woo!
Te van a tomar una foto al final. Una foto. Que no traigo tarjeta.
Hey, Sarah Logan, come here! Camera!
Ok. Espérate, no, grábale de perdido. Ah, no traes para grabarla. Híjole. Ah, bueno, no cortes todavía porque.
I'm going to interview the coach of National Radio.
Ready, guys, right here. 1, 2, 3.
Va a entrevistar a Perales y al coach. No, pero va a traer Freddy. Que si quieres seguir. ¿Está bien? ¿Está bien? Sí. No has cortado, ¿verdad?
The winning coach, Coach Mendoza, and the player of the game, JP Perales, who is the player of the series. And we're going to get them on right now. Weslaco in the area around. This feels good. Coach is talking to the players right now. He gets the water. Perales! Perales! JP! As Coach Mendoza gets his 400th win and 400 wins in a high school career for Coach Mendoza. As we have Coach and Coach Mendoza Perales, as we get him in here real quick. Pretty there. Coach Mendoza, hard-fought game, 5-4. Coach, we talked about it throughout the series. What does it mean to have this gentleman on my right to finish this game off?
Well, the whole series has been awesome. A very good first game on Friday night. Series has been awesome. You know, we lost the first game, tough game. We came back and battled yesterday. And then we won today. You saw what the struggle was. It was a well-fought game. I want to congratulate Warren for their efforts and their season. They had a great season. In a series like this, you know, somebody's got to lose, and it's the way it is. You know, the winners are going to enjoy it, of course, and happily we're the ones. But I'll tell you something about JP Perales. He's been waiting for this moment all year. Since last year, he's been waiting for this moment. He's wanted the ball all year. He's come short, but he's been working hard all season long. Bars in the road. We've had good times and we've had bad times. And he has struggles and he's had good games. And after the way he pitched Friday, he only threw 69 pitches. We called him today. We said, JP, we're going to finish right here. We called him, Coach Lee, I called him on a three-way call before we came out here. And JP said, I want it, Coach. I'm eating waffles right now. I want to get ready to go play. He said, you want me to take some waffles, Coach? No, I don't want waffles. I'm too fat for that. But I said, I want you to be ready. I said, Coach, I'm ready. I'm going to be ready. And guess what? You saw him today.
There you go.
He was a shining star for us today, without a doubt.
And for Perales, we talked about it on Friday. I kind of sat before the game and kind of said, hey, you did a great job. You did a tremendous job. 69 pitches in a losing effort, but again, you never wavered. You came in today. What was your thought when you came in that sixth inning?
When I came in, I just knew it was my time, you know. My team relying on me, you know. We see it, you know, we got a bunch of young guys that look up to me, and I trust them with everything, you know. We bonded a lot on the season. A lot of things happened, but hey, we're here right now. We're here to stay.
As you got the player of the series, and if you're going to throw 69 pitches and come today and only throw 29 and be useful with your pitches and do some ground balls and getting that last pop fly, what was your thought when Hawkins hit that pop fly to left field?
I was just waiting. I was waiting for someone to call it, man. I don't want to get the drop, dude. Come on. But now it's a great feeling, man. I trusted my coaches. I trusted my team, and it all played out.
There you go, Coach. 400 wins, Coach. In Texas high school baseball, 400 wins means a lot. And you've been through 5 rounds. You've been deep in playoff runs. But what does this mean to you this year, having a young team like this?
It means it's something that it means a lot. I mean, 400 wins, you know, it's a lot. There's a lot of great players that I've coached and helped me all these wins, and a lot of great coaches that I've had to help me get to this point. But I mean, I can't do it by myself. We all know that very well. You know, if I don't have the players and I don't have the coaches to help me, we never get to this point. But when we first started the season, we knew we were young, and we knew we had a lot of work to do. And our coaches stepped it up. I'll tell you right now, there is no other coaching staff in the whole state of Texas better than my coaches right now. And we are solid coaches. And all from the beginning, we talked about it. And I told them, guys, we're going to have to coach these guys up a lot this year. A lot. Every little thing, we got to coach them up. We can't let them slip up on the little mistakes. And you can ask these kids, were we hard on them? Yes. But it was all tough love. And guess what? It paid out right now. It paid out. Everything that we did this year and the way these guys responded. And in these games, the last 6 games that we played, 3 against Del Rio, you know, heartbreaking tough games, and these 3 games, man, that just shows that my coaching staff did a great job, and I'm super proud of my coaches, and I'm super proud of my players. And it's just a great, happy moment.
Yeah, it is, Coach. Perales, what did you talk to Tommy? I know he ended the game yesterday and he started today. But what did you talk to these young guys as far as you being a senior and also Fernandez as he came out and you came in?
All we do is work on our part. No one's outside each other. We all got each other at the end of the day. We got each other's backs, and that's what we're here for.
There you go. So congratulations on to round 2, the area round. You're meeting Westico, a familiar team out of the Valley, as they beat Mission 2 straight games. And again, for you guys, a thriller 3-game series against them. Again, we can't say more for Coach Mendoza and Perales and the rest of the Eagles as they move on to the area round. You're listening to Freddie Dea, KNL 92.7. We'll be back with more after this.
Guys, turn around real quick.
You're live. You're live.
Oh, we're
Okay.
Number 5 wanted no smoke.